Shalom, Kahalima, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakudash. You know what I'm saying? This is Trife Israel coming at y'all again with another lecture in sincerity and in truth, man. And guys, it's finally here, man. This is the re-upload to that video that I dropped that Puerto Ricans are not Hebrew Israelites. I told you I was gonna redo it, and I told you I was gonna redo it in a more peaceful, righteous manner because I didn't like the way that I did it the first time. It was too much profanity in there, and I'm not like that. You know what I'm saying, man? I'm just mad at the simple fact that I didn't understand this in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? I was pissed off. I'm pissed off at the fact that why now am I understanding this now? And I can sit on here and boldly say this. I believe that by the information that I got now, that 12 tribe chart, so-called white man got his hands in it. The so-called white man, he had his hand in it, man. You know what I'm saying, man? Because it's like, it's too much confusion, you know? And down the line, some brothers end up getting paid off to start teaching it, you know? And okay, I say this. Did it gather up the masses of our people? You know what I'm saying? And got us on this Bible and all who we, oh, yeah. Yes, it did. It did do that. It did do that. But what I say is this. It got to be corrected because the people that's on there, and I hate to say it, man, because, you know, like I told you, I'm about being loyal to what I believed in. But I did not know until I got this history. Now it's like, I got to shine a light on it, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I already violated my God by telling his people that they enemies is his people. And then holding on to it wholeheartedly. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm going to prove what I'm talking about with this book right here. I got this book. I bought this book. And it's amazing how the Lord worked because just a spirit came up on me yesterday because I was gonna go get it yesterday when I just went to the bookstore because it was like someone's like, man, go get a book on Native American history, Hispanic history. Just go get a book on it. Some just told me to go get a book on these people history. You know what I'm saying? And like I keep on saying, I'm just keep uttering these words, man. Where's the history at where Native Americans and Hispanics, Puerto Ricans and people like that was brought over here by way of cargo slave ships? See, that's why I think the Most High forgotten me to that elder channel, man. True Message of Christ, the brother that I've been posting and sharing. You know what I'm saying, man? Because what he said makes sense. When the scriptures broke down that Judah and Israel was oppressed together, he put it in the best way that I understand now. So it's like when I think about it, we don't even know what tribe we from. We don't even know what tribe we from because all 12 tribes wandered up on the same plantation and we all got shifted over here to the Americas because that was the prophecy given by Moses to the children of Israel if they disobeyed the law, if they broke the law. And it happened. Now, like I said, I never seen no books. You know what I'm saying? That's why I sat back and think about it. I never seen no books. I never seen no pictures of Native Americans and Mexicans being transported from one Western spirit to another. No, one Heavenly spirit to another, man. I never seen it. I never seen it. I never read about it in school. They only showed us that. You know what I'm saying? So and like I said, man, don't be thinking I'm trying to draw some attention to myself, make myself seem like I'm this it's I was trying to be the chief. I'm not trying to be no chief of nothing, man. I'm standing for truth. I stand for truth, man, and I gotta shine a light on this truth. So this brother right here, Cal T. Mays, he wrote this book called An Afro-Indigenous History of the United States. So right here, we're gonna I'm going to skip down because some of the first part, it don't really matter. It's not the point that I'm trying to get to. But I'm going to go to the middle right here, though. And it goes off and reads, the first myth that people think about when they consider Black and indigenous histories is the Cherokee enslavement of African peoples. Yes, that happened. And that is perhaps the dominant discourse when we think of African American and Native American intersecting histories. However, there is much more beyond the particular history. Others might mention the Buffalo Soldiers. Yes, that did happen, but again, these are histories beyond the 19th century. The second myth is that there are very reasons to compare Black and indigenous peoples' experiences in the United States. The saying goes like something like this: Blacks fight for civil rights, and Natives struggle for tribal sovereignties, man. Nothing more and nothing less. So he basically went into the breakdowns of right there that Native Americans had Black people enslaved. They had slaves. Now, let's go to the Bible because we got to shine a light on this. The book of I turned straight to the page to Wadi Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. The famous scripture that we all know, the book of Deuteronomy 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. Now, like I'm gonna keep saying this and uttering this. If the Native Americans, if they knew Christ, like they was trying to explain on that documentary, if they knew Christ, that means that they knew the Bible, which means that they knew the law, statute, and commandments, right? So if that's the case, how come that these people never tried to redeem us out of the hands of Esau, Edom? And we got to think about this. They got how did they get reparations for what they've been through, but not us? But these people, Israel, let's go to the very first curse. The very first curse tells us in verse 16, cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just think about this literally. These people got restaurants. You got all these, man, I see El Maguey's. You'll find the El Maguey's damn near everywhere out here in the county. But you don't find that many soul food spots. Is you getting what I'm saying, man? So, how these people are Israel? And then on top of that, the scriptures let us know, I forgot what chapter it was, but it says if a man stealeth a man and be found in his hand, and he have not returned that man, he's going to get put to death. So what was going on when we got brought over here? The so-called white man was buying, selling, trailing us with these Native Americans. The so-called white man was buying, selling, and trading us with these Native American Indians. Watch that movie Devil Rejects, because the Native Americans, they was so-called white man, he went to them and used them as bounty hunters to track down thieves of they people and stuff like that, but most definitely to track down Israelite runaway slaves. Watch that movie Devil's Rejects. And y'all know that one Mexican dude that got that machete with the long curve, and he got like that fucked up face. I forgot his name, but he playing a lot of movies. Dude playing a lot of movies, but he's in that movie Devil's Reject. And inside that movie, what was going on was this crazy Edomite family. They was doing a lot of killing of people, but they ended up killing the sheriff brother, and the sheriff wanted revenge, and he was hunting them down. And he went to one of the two best hunters that he had that was out in the fields, them killers that he knew. One was a Native American, that dude, the Mexican dude, he was that Mexican dude with the long curl, and he be having that machete and shit. He got the fucked up face. Y'all know who I'm talking about. All Mexicans know who I'm talking about. He playing all types of movies. He was on Spy Kids. I forgot his name, man. But all in all, he was partnered up with some Edomite dude there, and they was both bounty hunters. And the sheriff went to them to track down the members of that family. You know what I'm saying? So we just got to think about this stuff, man. We got to think about it. Now let's continue on inside this book right here. And it goes off and reads. The Australian anthropologist and ethnographer traces how white settlers reproduce different forms of colonialism in hierarchies in cellular societies such as Australia and the United States. He sees the African American and indigenous experience in the United States as inherently different. Wolf wrote, a relationship premised on the exploitation of enslaved labor requires the continual reproduction of humans providers. By contrast, a relationship premised on the evacuation of native peoples' territory requires that the peoples who originally occupied it should never be allowed back, according to this logic. So this is where this is how Mexico came about. This is why you got a lot of native Indians and Mexicans and all that type of stuff down in Mexico, so-called. Okay, but they ain't nothing but they from the tents of Japhet. They from the sea of the Japhet. But this is why a lot of them went down to South America, because they made a peace treaty with the so-called white man to allow him to stay in this land to occupy his slaves for the free labor. To work his slaves for the free labor, I mean. Why they was allowed why they occupy that land down there, the South Americas, and never come back up here. But now they doing it's different now. Now they got so far they can take trips and shit now. You know what I'm saying? And all this type of stuff. But they been doing that, you know what I'm saying? That what I just said right there, that didn't even like matter. But all in all, you get the point, man. How is these people Hebrew Israelites? It's all making sense to me now. Let's go back into the days of Noah. The book of Genesis, chapter 9 and verse 27. God shall enlarge Japhet, and he shall dwell in the tents of Shem, and Canaan shall be his servant. So this is what I'm getting at, man. This is what I'm saying, man. So the prophecies in the days of Noah that was prophesied by God that he would enlarge Japhet. These Hispanics, Native Americans, and ain't they a very large population? It's a lot of them, right? We just got to sit back and think about the scriptures. It's a lot of them, right? And it says that he shall dwell in the tents of Shem. That's what I keep saying. Everybody that stay in the hood, we got to sit back and really think about this shit. All of us who live in the hood, man, and right or wrong, it don't matter what neighborhood we lived in. What race of people was right there? If it wasn't